From Kuntz Stadium in Indianapolis, this is the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel. The opening day of the championship weekend for the College Rugby Association America continues. With the D1 AA semifinals over this field, we'll have sevens exclusive for the rest of today and all day tomorrow. I'm Nikolai Busko. Thanks for coming back to us, everyone, here in Indianapolis. We now will have Challenger sevens here, Stanford taking on McKendree. After this match is over with, it'll be Grand Canyon battling Cal Poly. And one more match before we're finished here for the day, at least on this field. It'll be Western Washington taking on Cal. All of these are Challenger sevens. In Pool 1, that's not this pool, it'll be Western Washington, Cal, and Air Force. Pool 2, Grand Canyon, Cal Poly, and San Jose State. And in Pool 3, that's this one, Stanford-McKendree and Gonzaga. Stanford, earlier today, beat San Jose State by a score of 40-5. As for McKendree, they lost to San Jose State by a score of 36-0. So that would tell you right there, maybe Stanford's the prohibitive favorite, but in this sport, in this variation of the sport anyway, usually it's the faster guns that find a way to outrun the others. And so we'll see if McKendree can find a way to get points on the board against a Stanford team that's very determined at the moment. Grand Canyon and Cal Poly will be on deck. They've both beaten Gonzaga earlier today, so again, that is basically the second one after this one is over with. And then we'll have Western Washington taking on Cal. Both of them beat Air Force a short time ago in the main field behind us. Stanford will defend the sticks down to the right. The first half gets underway. It'll McKendree defending the sticks down to the left. For those who are new to this variation of the sport, there's a reason why they call it rugby sevens. You get 7 aside, and we play 2 7-minute halves. So it's totally different from the standard 15s game that you saw earlier this afternoon here on this field. Laura Bosek will kick things off for Stanford. Major in computer science. D1 national champion last year. Among her accomplishments, Taipei Rugby Association Best and Fairest. Yep, they come from all over the world to play this great game. As it shifted now, here comes Lees. Lees looks for help. Doesn't need any right now. Kirsten Lees tries to dump it off. She will. And did she get it down? Yes, she did. Emma Cruz gets on the board for Stanford. That didn't take long. Took inside 24 seconds. So she would have beaten the shot clock if we were on the hardwood. Stanford strikes early. Chucking it over the crossbar like she's putting a can of trash into the dumpster is Bosek. And Stanford gets points quickly in this one. So the Challenger division exists to help emerging programs continue to get better. We have the premier behind us, and I believe they're about ready to take a bit of a break after their second session of the day, as this one is spun upon and fallen on by Kiana Connor. Works it right back now to Ruth Morales. McKendree just trying to get upfield, but Stanford in good position. Chucked back by McKendree again on the far side it came. As right now, they're just trying to go forward. Stanford is swarming, and it is on the deck, and it's picked up by the Cardinal again. And getting a quick look at that was Sydney Davis that time. So Stanford scores 2 tries in under 2 minutes. Bosek missed that one, I think. So Davis gets one on the board. It is now, actually they say she went through. I don't think I didn't see any flags go up. The wind is still causing a bit of a problem. You watch the men's D1 AA semifinals early. You know, if the wind was a bit of an issue. That has continued, but I'm very, very grateful that it hasn't rained at all today. Of course, we know that things can change in a New York minute, even though we are back home again in Indiana. Sasha Ritchie will take it at midfield for McKendree after the kickoff did not make the grade. Trying to bust her way through is Morales, but she's wrapped up quickly. Another whistle. This one is going to go against McKendree. Ball popped out of some hands. That's a knockout every day of the week. Chisa Ogaki couldn't believe that happened. That's okay. Even Betty Crocker burns the odd kick every now and again. If you watch 15s a lot, a scrum in 7s looks a little bit strange. And a big, big tackle by Cruz. It spills out, and the Cardinal try to go off to the races. Good offload. It came back to Cruz. Cruz is running. Cruz is on cruise control. Only one more to beat, and she'll say Alia Jackson free and dot down. Stanford scores again. 4 minutes in, they've put up 17 points. So Cruz with her second already. Bosick. As Meatloaf would say, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Grateful you join us today here on the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel. We have 7s here tomorrow as well. And then some big games behind us over on the primary field. It's taken again by Davis. Davis looks around. Will take it herself. Davis offloads at the last second, and scoring a try will be Bosick. So that's her first in that department today, at least in this game. So Laura Bosick already has a conversion or two, has 2 conversions already. Will look to make it 3. She dotted down right behind the sticks. She makes that one. She now has 11 points already. Stanford is up 26-0 on McKendree. And Stanford beat San Jose State earlier today, 40-5. Connor can't make the catch, but she's got some backup as McKendree just trying to fight through right now. And it'll be rushed out of bounds. Caden Lewis had nowhere to go. And so we'll have a line out here coming up. Tossing it back in will be Chisa Ogaki. From Osaka, majoring mechanical engineering. Ogaki. Ultimately it came to Davis. Davis able to push it now for Bosick. Bosick will go for a bit of a run, looks behind her, realizes somebody is gaining on her, and dots down. So Bosick with 2. Cruz with 2. Davis with 1. She'll look to convert here. She's 3 out of 4 in the game. Makes that one. And it would appear we have reached halftime. Well, to borrow a line for the late, great Dennis Green, Stanford were who we thought they were. They have a 33-0 lead on McKendree. The second half is coming up here on the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel. Second half about to start here in this Challenger Sevens match between Stanford and McKendree. In the first half, Laura Bosick had 2 tries and 4 out of 5 in conversions. That means, let's see, 10 plus 8. She has 18 points for Stanford. Emma Cruz has a couple of tries. Sydney Davis has one as well. Again, Grand Canyon taking on Cal Poly. This one is over with. And then one more before they close us down for the day. The first day here of the championship weekend will be Western Washington taking on Cal. Sasha Ritchie kicks off for McKendree, and Stanford will go back to work. Some good stutter steps, some good athleticism there, but the Cardinal will continue on here. This one is chalked back on the near side, is getting rid of it. The last second was McLean. Now it's given to Cruz. Cruz will cruise down the highway. She will score again. So Stanford adds 5 more, and that's now 38. And this will be shanked wide as the Cardinal will maintain that 38-0 advantage. Again, 2 other pools with the Challenger Sevens. Pool 1 is Western Washington, Cal, and Air Force. And Pool 2 is Grand Canyon, Cal Poly, and San Jose State. Looking ahead briefly to tomorrow, activity will get underway on both fields at approximately 9:22 Eastern Time tomorrow. Be some 7 premieres behind us and some Challenger games in front of us here on Field 2. And another score here for Stanford. Diamond Hope and Adam Shipman, who scored there, as the Cardinals just keep piling on right now. This one's a better kick, and that one goes through. Score is now 45-0, and the clock continues to run. About 5 minutes left to this one. This one is squibbed back into play. We've got a whistle. No, pardon me, it's behind me. Yep, they're still playing behind us, so occasionally there's a loud whistle. It may sound inadvertent. It doesn't affect anything here. And a big tackle right over the 10 as Stanford is not packing up and going home early. McKendree a bit overwhelmed right now because Stanford is still hungry out there. As this is pushed back and run out of bounds at the last second. Again, you have to start somewhere. The Challenger division is allowing programs that may not have had the success that others have had to get some decent, if not good, quality opponents at a festival like this. We're just trying to grow the sport. So line-out secured by Stanford as they'll get back to work here. Maintaining good work habits. That's what the Cardinal trying to do right now. Some good work here as here comes Davis, who's looking to get rid of it. It might have been knocked ahead by McLean. We've got a whistle. And I'm actually going to say it's against McKendree. So trying to plow her way through, and doing so is Davis. She falls and gets the ball down on the goal line, and that's 5 more for Stanford. So Davis gets her second. And Adam Shipman will attempt a conversion here. That one's good. So she's 2 out of 3 in that department with a try. Cruz with 3 tries. Bosek with 2 tries and 4 conversions. Sydney Davis with 2 tries as Stanford, they're not mailing it in. And that's good. You're just, you think to yourself that this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's got to be picked up shy of the 10 by Jackie McLean, who's majoring in public policy, by the way, at Stanford. Caden Lewis tries to drive her way through, was looking for support, doesn't have any. And it's maintained by McKendree as Connor fell on it. Sent back on the near side now. It was Stanford Reels, but it's intercepted and brought back quickly by McLean. Is anybody going to catch her? She has one more to beat, and yanking her down at the last second was Loaiza. But instead, Stanford will collect and put it in. Gloria Loaiza with some great hustle there. McKendree is trying. I think that's all the evidence you need there. But right now, Stanford is in a different place in their program, I think. So Journey, Washington High with the try there. And converting is Zoe Colorado Mansfield. For a second, I thought maybe that Caden Lewis had stayed in bounds, but the answer is no. So a lineout coming up here with Ogaki tossing it in, getting it right back. Stanford looks like a little bit, but this one is going to be dropped by Colorado Mansfield, and that will be a knock-on as we're coming towards the end of this one. One more scrum to form here. This might be the last meaningful play of this game. McKendree will try to see if they can steal some points here, but wrapped up quickly was Ritchie. Has it again, tries to get it, and she does, as Connor goes for a bit of a run here. Kiana Connor trying to outrun a couple of the Cardinals. Gets taken down, flag goes up, she must have stepped out of bounds. We'll see if that is it for this one. I think all the yelling is coming from behind me, and it does look like that is the game as Stanford takes care of business and defeats McKendree. Coming up next, it'll be Grand Canyon up against Cal Poly. Direct from Indianapolis, you're watching the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel. Welcome back to Indy. Our next sevens in the Challenger division is Grand Canyon and Cal Poly. Cal Poly in green, they beat Gonzaga 41-0. Grand Canyon in the pink beat Gonzaga 38-5. So I've got a sense we'll have a competitive match here. This one is spilled, though, right out of the gate. And looks like it'll stay with Cal Poly here. Some good ball handling. As Poly just trying to go forward here. That was Wheatek who got taken down. The drive continues. Shifted back by Wheatek. Approaching the 10 as someone was staying down briefly was Espindola for Cal Poly. That's worked back up to the 10. Good passing. They go from right to left, but now it is spilled. Ball is still loose. GCU on it, but they can't get possession cleanly just yet. Now we've got a whistle. It looks like somebody for Cal Poly got whistle for not releasing. So Grand Canyon will get its first possession of the ball game. Down the left flank it came. Running quickly and able to elude and score is Abigail Stafford for GCU. She gets her team on the board early. Stafford, nursing major, puts her team in front. Jasmina Vessels from Johannesburg attempted the conversion. And it looks like the wind got a hold of that one. So it's still 5-0 in favor of Grand Canyon. Note about Jasmina Vessels. She's represented the UAE in international competition. So we'll start over again as GCU has the lead. This one is dropped again. Wind might be causing an issue to make the ball break differently at the last second. Sun is not out. It's behind the clouds at the moment. And we've got a whistle. Is this forward? Yes, it was. If that ball is played properly to Stafford, there's a chance she's got her second try in short order. She was already accelerating, and I'm not sure anybody for Cal Poly was going to catch her. So a scrum will form at the Cal Poly 10. Three minutes in. 5-0. Grand Canyon in front. And the referee, who almost goes for a tumble herself, says you can't do that. And so Grand Canyon will come back with it. Hypnosis on the handle. It ultimately came to Lucero. Big battle for that ball right now. All that yelling. It's intense. Might just be set aside, but it does not mean that the aggression isn't there. And it's shifted back on the far side, and Grand Canyon is going to score again. That might have been Stafford again. You think speed kills in Rugby during 15s? The 7s, it's almost twice as much. If you're that fast and you can run, you'll have a home at this level of the game. Conversion's not going to make the grade. 10-0, 2:45 left in the opening half. Again, we'll have all activity here on the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel, starting at about 9:22 tomorrow morning. We'll have some round-robin games for the Challenger division and then a couple of premier games. The second session is slated to be about a quarter after 11 tomorrow. And then one more session starting about 2:20. Meanwhile, Afterburners being fired here as Cal Poly is able to answer back at the last second, even though almost putting a stop to it was Stafford. Cal Poly gets on the board thanks to Azalea Kubik, who looked like she was ready to clear the 100-yard dash in 10 seconds. Espandola does not make the kick, so it is 10-5 with about a minute and a half left here in the opening half. If you're a track star and you can catch a rugby ball, then you should be playing this version of the sport. If you're that fast, you'll be successful. Darce kicks it off. It's juggled a couple of times. GCU comes up with it. And now the movement is on. It comes to Stafford, who gets tackled right at the 10. Shifted back by Bomar. It's bounced like a basketball, but it's kept alive because it didn't go forward. Some good tackling on the far side. Poly being tough here. Not a great pass to Stafford, but she'll find it. And now she's got nowhere to go. Tries to get rid of it, and she does. No whistle is blown. Play on, the assistant says. And it came to Micaiah Thornton. We play on here. Good switch up here. We're coming upon the final seconds of this first half. Grand Canyon has gotten off to a good start. Cal Poly got the last score to see if they can make the walls coming closer a little bit. We continue on here. A lane opens. Can it be dropped back? It is for Vessels. Play continues, though, and now Cal Poly's got it. And a whistle is blown as somebody did not roll away. Does the referee want to continue the first half? Looks like she does. It would appear that Jasmina Vessel's been given an extra ball at the pinball machine. Can Grand Canyon make something happen here? And we've got a whistle. This one is against Poly, and therefore the first half does not end. Grand Canyon not a whole lot of speed there. Now they're starting to put passes together. Loose. And Cal Poly able to secure the ball. Can they make something happen at the end of this first half here? Shifted back by Espandola. And tremendous feed. Here comes Cal Poly. The first half would never end, and Cal Poly finally able to get a score in at the end to at least tie the match, if not take the lead on a conversion. What a remarkable turn of events there. This game can turn on a dime so quickly. Conversion won't make. We got us as a brand new game at the halftime whistle. Cal Poly gets a try at the end of the half. It is 10-10 with Cal Poly and Grand Canyon. Second half is next here on the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel. Second half underway. It's been fun. Grand Canyon has 10. Cal Poly has 10. 2 tries for Azalea Kubik for Cal Poly. 2 tries for Abigail Stafford for Grand Canyon. Good ball movement. The passes don't have to be long, just strong, and make sure they find your target. Good fake. That almost got everybody to buy it. You know, it's a good one to hear all these oohs and ahs from the crowd, and there's no sign saying get up and dance. A good tackle made by Wheatake. As Grand Canyon will just continue on here. Good pass by Campbell. Got her target, but no speed. But now here comes the speed. Stafford runs into a wall, though. Gets set again. And a big hit on Miller. It squirts free. Cal Poly has not been afraid to get physical. Poole tries to lunge forward, but can't get much yardage. It's to be taken quickly now by Bomar for Grand Canyon. Minute and a half gone, latter half, 10-10 the score. A big hit, ball is jarred free as Poly will cover it and get back to work. Now quickly, and I mean very quickly, down the stretch they come. Poly is going to take the lead. Go, go, go. Liz Goethals able to score and put Cal Poly in front 15-10. It happens a lot in the sport. You get something out of nothing very quickly. You'd see occasionally in 15s, but in 7s, because there's just so much open space, everybody's just running all over the place. If you blink, you might miss something. That one doesn't go in either. So 15-10 is the score. Clock continues to run. Coming up on 4 minutes left here in the second half. I am looking at the weather radar right now. We might be getting rain in about an hour finally today. There's been a threat of rain all day. So we might have some as the day concludes behind us on the main field here at Kuntz Stadium. One more 7s match after this one plays out. And then we're done at this field for the day here on the YouTube channel. Western Washington taking on Cal. They are next. As getting yanked down was Campbell. The bucket brigade continues for Grand Canyon. The wind beginning to make its presence felt. And more big tackling, that time by Darce for Cal Poly. The team in green looks like a mean green right now. And they're going to call that a knock-on. The referee wanted to make sure that Grand Canyon would secure the ball. If Cal Poly had a chance, I think she would have given the advantage and we would have played on. Instead of scrumble form here. Yep, in 7s, when a scrum forms, it's a scrum of 4 for each side. Looks very different here. As not putting in just yet Johnson. And now the referee has a conversation with the combatants. You have to work together before you can work against each other. Johnson will try again, and the referee is still not happy. And this one's going against Grand Canyon. Trying to barge away through is Darst again. Gets inside the 22. This one is overthrown. Will it stay in play? Yes, it does. As it was handled quickly. But look at this, Johnson! Once again. Now you see her, now you don't. Audrey Johnson dots down, and Poly elongates its lead. Now a critical kick coming up for Natalie Espindola. That one drops through like a baby Joey into the Mama Kangaroo's pouch. That's a critical 2-point score there. It's 22-10 with a buck and a half left. It went up and then went straight down. So Kubik with 2 tries for Cal Poly. Goethals and Johnson here with the second half for Cal Poly. Abigail Stafford, who looked like the fastest woman on that field with her first couple of tries today, has since gone quiet. Now they need her to deliver. But Grand Canyon stuck at midfield. Hike back again and try to drag everyone with her is Campbell. She goes down, whistle blows. It looks like the referee's saying it's going the other way. And she says, hold on a second, somebody is down for Grand Canyon. Very grateful that all the coaches around the country and around the world who love this sport teach their players how to play this game safely. Not just properly, but safely, because especially in a scrum, there's so many things your body does that are just so unnatural. There are chiropractors who get bent out of shape over watching a baseball pitcher's arm go all the way back and then forward. This is much more severe. Katie Poole is now back up, and she says, okay, I'm alive. I'm good to go. Problem is, for Grand Canyon, they are in trouble. There aren't many sands left in the hourglass. And Bomar is told by the referee, you have to walk it back. So GCU's got to score immediately here to give themselves any chance. But it is thrown away. The mosh pit forms. Bucket Brigade again. Reverse now, where it's taken by Bomar, who tries to go forward. Yanked it back. Here comes Stafford again, but they are onto her. Cal Poly's adjusted well on Stafford since her early scores. We're coming upon the last few seconds. Unless there is weird math that I don't know about, Cal Poly will secure victory. Questions by what margin? And Johnson says, you're not going to catch me. Audrey Johnson will put a massive cherry on top of a bowling ball of ice cream, and Cal Poly will come from behind to defeat Grand Canyon. Well, the early bird got the worm. Grand Canyon was sitting pretty, and then Cal Poly, in that elongated end of the first half, where it felt like there were at least 2 whole minutes played beyond the initial 7 because that's just the way things flowed, were able to get a try at the end of the half from Kubik, her second of the half, and then it turned into the Audrey Johnson show in the second. She finishes with 2 tries as Cal Poly takes care of business and takes down Grand Canyon. This play has 3 acts. One more. Western Washington and Cal, they are next. From Indianapolis, this is the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel. Our final game of the day here on Field 1, Day 1 of the championship weekend for the College Rugby Association of America. We have Western Washington taking on Cal. Western Washington got a win over Air Force earlier today, 24-5. Cal beat Air Force 27-5. So again, you would think that this should be an even game. We had a pretty good one that just concluded, and somebody dove into mass confusion. You can't do that. Yes, you may want that ball, but the truth is you can't go head first where everybody else is, especially since those cleats have some big spikes and studs on them. Cohen yanked it back. And another whistle. And they're saying this one is going to go against Western Washington. Nudge forward, and Cal will finally get themselves right and ready to go. Brought back the far side, and the Golden Bears will be golden out of the gate. Golden Gate. No trouble on the bridge as Cal strikes first. If someone gets an open lane, it's going to be hard to catch her. That's just the nature of the beast. This one's under the bar, so it won't be good, but Cal is out in front 5-0. Again, 3 pools here in the Challenger Sevens. Cal and Western Washington in the same pool with Air Force. The match is finished. Grand Canyon and Cal Poly in the same pool with San Jose State, and Stanford-McKendree and Gonzaga, they routed out the field. These are programs that are competing, just trying to find some playing time at a tournament setting where everybody is here. Anybody who loves the sport at this level and wants to share it, has stories and tips to share, just great competition. Just the exposure alone will help here. Cumming tries to make free for Western Washington, but you can't. Some good ball handling here, but another good tackle. And we've got a whistle. Looks like this one might have been knocked forward, so Cal will have a scrum here in a dangerous spot. One more time, this is the final match on this field today. The final session behind us in the main stadium will begin, and this one's going to be called a knock-on again. You can find all that on the Rugby Network. So scrum coming up now here for Cal as we're now midway through the first half. Move quickly to the far side. It's spilled, and it's recovered, and then spilled again. That ball has some grease on it. And the referee finally calls a halt to action and says, I need to sort all this out. So scrum here for Western Washington. For a second, I thought a seam was going to form, and now they're going to take the circuitous route here. As turned around a little bit near side was Cohen. Ball comes in the air. Western Washington continues to possess it. Shifted back by Cohen. Cal will do a good job of containing, but now some more speed and a great shoestring tackle. On the far side, a back is there to make the play as Cal is organized defensively right now. 2 minutes left here in the opening half. Cal in front 5-0. It's on the deck again. As the referee pulls a stop to things here, it was knocked ahead, so we get another scrum coming up. Cal's pursuit of the ball has been very, very strong so far in this game. That has made the difference as Western Washington has had some good possession. It's Cal's turn to see if they can make something happen. Yes, you can pull on the shirt. There's nothing wrong with that. Good tackle again by Cora Cumming. We've got a whistle, and this one will go against Cal. Quick tap. Minute left in the first half. Cumming is surrounded by Golden Bears. Shifted back once more. Western Washington just trying to find a path to take towards those sticks down the other end. 20 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. And a big run. Is that coming again? She is upended. And we've got a whistle. Is there a card coming? Yes. There's some police departments who want to see that move again because they might add it to their combatives manuals. Did I just hear the word penalty try issued? Well, I'll say this much. I don't think that Cumming was necessarily, and that's 7. That's the whole thing because you don't have to kick. I'm surprised at the call of the penalty try because while that appeared to be excessive contact, and that would explain why the card is coming after the fact, I didn't think that Cumming had a great chance to score there, but that was definitely what some places would call excessive force by your local police department. We've hit halftime. The bingo cards are sweating because they're starting to get full. It is Western Washington 7, Cal 5. Come back for the second half here on the CCRA Rugby YouTube channel. Yeah, penalty try. You don't have to kick. Welcome back to Indianapolis for the second half of this final Challenger 7's match of the day here on Field 2 at Kuntz Stadium. The score is correct. Western Washington's in front 7-5 on Cal. Clarification on the last play of the first half that resulted in the penalty try. We'd advised that there was a horse collar tackle involved, and that might explain why it looked like a form of jiu-jitsu that took place at the end of that first half that resulted in a booking and all 7 points going to Western Washington. So Cal has to defend a player short for a couple of minutes out of the gate here in the second. Just a lot of plot twist to this match already, and we're still got plenty of time left here. Some good running again. Some good movement. Cal is responding well, but again, there are players short. And they will be for at least 1 more minute here. Some good movement. Great offload. Down the left side they come. Cal, shorthanded. Can they score and take the lead? Yes, ma'am. How do you like that? Another bingo card has gone into the fire. Cal scores shorthanded and now leads 10-7. Conversion is going to miss. That would have been Caroline Fairman who scored the try there for Cal. As the Golden Bears, overcoming some adversity, some of it self-inflicted, to take the 10-7 lead here. Western Washington with the ball back again. Cal not back at full strength just yet. Play develops. Good fake. Pass, though, is going to go astray. Western Washington must recover. Another good tackle. Hemmed in was coming. That doesn't happen often. Or Webb, pardon me. Long pass. It goes over a shoulder once more. As right now, I think Western Washington is trying to force it a bit too much. Cal has them covered greatly defensively. Got to find a way to get tighter passes here, even if they are a little bit shorter. And we have a whistle. 4 minutes left. Cal in front 10-7. Western Washington will go back to work. Now it spills free. And this one's going against Western Washington, but the referee says, wait a second. And now it looks like Cal is going to make a substitution. They've gone back to full strength. Western Washington will also make a substitution as well. There are new pawns on the chessboard now. Good shoveling here as Cal just trying to try the afterburners. A good tackle coming out of the near side. I think it was Eve Mango trying to break free for the Bears. Comes down for May Laritzen. Cal does not want to be stagnant here. They keep pushing, and a lane finally opens up. And the Golden Bears expand their lead. Being patient is sometimes the hardest thing. You have to wait for the right opening to open up, and that it does, and the conversion is good, so it's now 17-7 with 2 minutes remaining. Western Washington needs to get the ball back quickly, score, and they get the ball back in the air from midfield. They're going to have to be very, very quick. Here's to where Cal puts this kickoff. They get some good hang time on it. It is dropped, but it didn't go forward. Now it's kicked ahead. That ball is live. It's like a grenade, but it's okay to fall on it here. Cal secures it. And right now for Western Washington, the window is starting to close a bit. Another whistle. Looks like this one's going against Western Washington. The last thing they needed. Window for Western Washington is now closed. The question is the glass bulletproof? A good run here. And here comes Mariah Overby. She will score, and Cal is going to ice this game. Mariah Overby. Majors applied math. Do the math. Cal puts 5 more on. They now lead 22-7. With a conversion to come, but it might be the final meaningful play of this match. Because you only have 14 minutes of game action, sometimes you don't have time to develop a strategy to overcome a deficit. Well, in this case for Cal, they had 2 minutes after halftime. They had 2 minutes after the first half. There was a penalty try that accounted for the only points that Western Washington put up in this game. It allowed Cal to take a deep breath, refocus. They knew they were going to be a player short. They get a try with 6 on the field, not 7. And Western Washington has not had an answer since then. Cal is going to finish the game having a pretty good day. It's not over yet, though. Does Western Washington have one more kick at the can here? Play on, they say. Back to midfield is Western Washington just trying to play for the next game right now. Trying to find out something that works here in the dying seconds of this one. And a good run here. Down the near side they go. Trying to hook it back. Was Webb? She does. A nice catch is made, but they can't go any further. Now we have another whistle. It looks like somebody came around, and we'll see if that is the game. Referee doesn't even have to look at his watch right now. Cal wants to play a little bit more. They're not ready to go back to the hotel yet. Apparently Katie Chow thought they needed to work on other things. Western Washington will bring it back. A bit of a chip here. We have a whistle. And that's not it yet. Cal guilty of some infringement, so it'll stay with Western Washington. Good pass on the near side, good tackle. Continued good rugby, even though the game is no longer in doubt. And the time is no longer running on the scoreboard. We have a whistle. And it looks like this might be an intentional knockout or some other infringement. Referee is not done yet. We see what's in his wallet. So Cal will finish the game a player short, but their defining moment this one came when they were down a player, so it's just as well. And we've got a whistle. This one is forward. And the referee says, I have seen enough. Cal comes from behind, has a great second half where it scores 17 points and defeats Western Washington in the final Challenger Sevens game of the day here at Field 2 by a score of 22-7. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a continuation of the festivities of this championship weekend. We will have Sevens galore, Challenger, and Premier matches here on Field 2 tomorrow. Matchups aren't totally set yet because we've now entered the portion of the tournament where we have to see what the standings say and who's going to play whom and when. We can tell you, though, that activity will resume here at approximately 9:22 tomorrow morning. Same thing with the stadium behind us as the Sevens Premier matches will kick into high gear as well. Today's broadcast granted by the College Rugby Association of America, and use of rebroadcast requires the written consent of the CRAA. For our entire production team, headed by the man himself, the big Santinelli, Paul Santinelli, I'm Nikolai Busko. You are watching the CRAA Rugby YouTube channel. Whether you're just around a quarter half more world, thanks for joining us. Have a great night.